Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Wednesday the 8th of February. Here you can see we have the tables in front of us. We have two types of tables. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are showing us the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. You can see here some of the currencies are highlighted in green. That means there is a confluence between these two time frames, and that's where we'll be focusing most of our attention during these videos. So what are the tables showing us today? Well, it's showing us that the Swiss franc is actually the strongest currency. We can see that is on both tables. That is followed by the Canadian dollar on the trend traders at S2. However, CAD is S3 on the day traders. On the weak side, we can see that the pound is the weakest from a trend trader's point of view, but only the third weakest on the day traders. The New Zealand dollar is the second weakest on the trend traders, but is the first weakest on the day traders. Euro is the third weakest on the trend traders and the second weakest on the day traders. So what this is basically telling us is that the momentum in the market is with New Zealand Swiss at the moment to the downside. Okay, so that's one chart you could possibly check out today. You could also check out Kiwi CAD, for instance, maybe even pound Swiss, pound CAD. However, we're going to look at the euro today. We've got euro weakness in the market at the moment, and there's a nice opportunity potentially going to form on euro CAD. So let's go take a look at that market. You can see here I'm on the weekly time frame, and the price has recently found some resistance at some highs. So you can see this one spot 46.25 handle here, where we had resistance in the past around about February last year. Also came into contact with that 200 moving average, and you can see the reaction from that in the market. Price has recently traded to the upside. We've broken through key areas of support and resistance. We've broken through the bearish channel that was forming through here. We've broken through the resistance highs at 135.75, broken through one spot 42, and then we came to the one spot 46.25 handle, and then we rejected in here, with price looking to trade now back to the downside here towards that one spot 42 and this trend line support that we've got drawn in, which formed from the lows back in September. So looking to see if price will pull back to this area here. We may then get price pushing back to the upside, maybe even breaking through this overall trend line through here as well. So that would be something to consider going forward. However, at the moment, the tables are telling us to look for a bit of downside. So what I did was I went down to the 8-hour time frame. I wanted to see how price was forming on the lower time frames, and what we can see most recently is that we've been in a slight range between the that one spot 46.25 handle and the one spot 44.50. Now most recently we've traded outside of that range. Price has broken to the downside here, so I'm looking for further downside on this market with a move to that one spot, either 42 handle, or you could look to target the recently formed lows at the one spot 42.50. So we've got this kind of 50 pip zone through here where price could come and retest. Now, because price has broken out the range, I'd be looking for a retest back within the range. So I need to see price actually push back to the upside, and the first point of resistance is the one spot 44.50. If we were to see some kind of bearish developments around here, we could expect the price to push to the downside. Alternatively, you can see within the range there was this area in here which is around about the one spot 45 handle, where price has pushed through, or on the way down kind of stalled, pulled back, and then broke through. So I want to see if price would also retest that area in there. If we were to get the deeper retracement to this one spot 45 handle, then we would have a better reward to risk ratio, because our stops will more than likely be 150 pips, and to the downside we could maybe look for a 300 pip move. Whereas if we're at the one spot 44.50, depending on where you want to place your stop losses, you'll have a 200 pip stop with a 250 pip target. So the reward gets better if we wait for price to pull back a little bit further. So that's something to consider when you're looking at EURCAD today. If we go down to the next chart of interest then, so if we bring back in the tables, another chart I wanted to look at was Euro Swiss. Swiss topping those tables as the weakest currency. So if I jump on Euro Swiss, we actually talked about this not so long ago. If I just go down to an 8-hour time frame, we actually discussed this consolidation breakout through here. And price has pretty much performed as we anticipated. If I go to that weekly time frame, we were basically looking to see if price would trade up towards these sort of weekly lows through here before looking for a continuation to the downside. Now on the daily time frame, that level is the 1.0100, just through there. Price rejected, came back down to the consolidation area, reacted, we formed a lower high, prices continued to form lower highs, and we're now coming to an area of support. So if we are to see Euro Swiss continue any lower, what I would like to see is one or two things. I'd like to see either a pullback now, maybe perhaps into the 0.9950, where you can see it was resistance here and the lows that formed most recently. If we get a rejection there, we could look to short. If price then trades through this trend line support, we could then open the door for a move back towards the 0.95 handle. I don't think that's on the cards, to be honest. I don't think we would see the break down to 0.95. In fact, I think we're probably going to see price come back down towards the 97 handle. Sorry, I might have missaid that as well. Swiss is on the top in the sides as the strongest currency at the moment. So yeah, looking for price to come back down to more towards here, maybe even just towards these lows that have formed most recently. I don't think we're going to get that significant break, just because the ECB have been fairly hawkish in tone. So maybe we'll see Euro start to recover slightly before it got to any of those areas of interest. But that's what's on the cards. We did talk about pound yesterday. Now on the list yesterday was the likes of pound CAD, pound Swiss, pound dollar. We talked about pound US dollar coming into the area of support. If I can find it here we go. Pound dollar did find support at that trend line with the 200 moving average. Prices started to trade back towards the 121. So we may get some kind of resistance here. If not, a break towards these areas of interest was what we were looking for, especially this 1.22 sort of 70 handle. So we'll see how that one continues to perform. But like with most pound pairs at the moment, if I go to pound CAD, we're coming into an area of support. So we need to wait to see if that breaks down in order to look for any opportunities on the pound at the moment. So EURCAD, the one for me, is the one to watch. It's one of the cleaner setups with regards to the 8-hour time frame. Looking for price to pull back into areas of interest for continuations to the downside. Hopefully that all made sense. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Remember, if you are a member, you can access the tables at any time. They auto update every 15 minutes, 24/7, meaning that you can see how the markets stand in real time. So make sure you are logging in and checking that out. Thanks for watching the video update, and I will speak to you in the next one.